Welcome all, I'm Anders, and today we're going to talk some hobby, only this time, it's going to be a little different as I got a package in the mail. I've been really trying to broaden my horizons recently in terms of the mini painting / wargaming hobby, and I spent a lot of time looking at all the different companies out there producing stuff. One such company was Westfalia Miniatures, who I've been following on Instagram for a while, and who are located right here in Canada. So when they announced they were going to be doing another Kickstarter, I reached out to see if they'd like me to do a review of their products, and they said yes. So, full disclosure here, while I did pay for shipping, these were otherwise sent to me for free, so keep that in mind. But other than that, I have nothing to do with these guys and just think they make some really cool stuff, so let's jump on in. Looking through the package, they sent quite a selection of stuff, which was really fun to go through, and definitely different from the kinds of things I would normally buy or paint. They're all cast in resin, though the material does seem to vary a bit between the figures, so I'm not sure which is the standard, but overall, they feel great. The quality of the resin is somewhere between modern GW and Forge World, and the darker gray ones definitely feel more solid than the lighter. The sculpting looks beautiful, and the only real issues I had were some of the undersections seemed a bit rough, and the sword on the Paladin miniature from the aforementioned Death Knight Rises Kickstarter they recently did came broken. But after a quick bath to get all the release agent off the figures, I was able to fix all that with a little scraping and pinning. Throwing them all into bases and sticking them together with some sticky tack, I was able to get a better idea of these figures, and they really are beautiful. So I picked a selection of 3 and painted them up. I decided to do them in a similar style to my recent Angmar videos, with cold blue bases and lots of glazing. For the Paladin in particular, the art they have for him shows some cool lighting from the fiery ball in his one hand and the glowing sword in the other, so I decided to play around with that. To do this, I focused my highlights to the areas I wanted to be lit by the glowing objects, going up to a pure white and then glazed on the colors afterwards. I also deviated from the artwork a bit in that while I stuck to the red sword, I decided to go for a blue glow on the fire for a cool contrast, as I've never worked with 2 different OSL sources and colors on the same mini before. To get the colors, I actually used contrast paints as they're great for this. The blue was Talisar Blue, thinned way down with contrast medium and glazed on. Then for the red sword, I mixed my own contrast paint by diluting a mix of Mephiston Red and Troll Slayer's Orange with contrast medium, before picking out the highest ridges and edges of the sword in white. Then I went ahead and painted up his minion in cool white armor, and the little zombie figure in the same style as my specters. And in the end, I think they turned out great. These were a ton of fun to paint too, as while they are incredibly detailed and beautifully textured, the designs are far simpler than most GW sculpts, which was a real treat to paint and play around with. They feel like they'd be both fantastic little painting projects in their own right, as well as alternative models for tons of different games. The Paladin in particular feels like he would be perfect to lead a batch of undead in either Warcry or Mortime, and even feels like he would be a fun Sauron stand-in for a Barad-dûr army. The funniest part though is that of all the models, I think my favorite is this plain little lady. I've been really interested in getting some more normal peasant-like models to populate my cities, and this gal fits that bill perfectly, so I'll be keeping my eyes out for more models like that from them. I also already went in on the Kickstarter they recently did, and so seeing these models in person makes me really happy with my decision. And they have some other projects I'm interested in too. One thing I like is that they seem to use a lot of different sculptors, which is lovely, and even support some really cool and important causes with lines like their Pride Nights. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description and hop over onto their website to take a look. But for now, thank you Westfalia for your willingness to support small online creators like myself, and thank you all for watching, as I really do appreciate it. In particular, a big thank you and shout out to our newest Patreon founder, Daniel Padilla. I'll be sending out them fancy new Founders Dice soon. So I'll be back soon with some new videos, and until then, have a good one.